Good morning, children. Welcome to economics class. See, one small reminder I need to give you before going to the class. See, last class, only Srijit, Akash, and in girls, Shweta only have done the homework. I really fail to understand why you are reluctant in submitting the homework. Okay, just because quarterly is over doesn't mean that the year is over. Please understand that. Okay, please be prompt in submitting the homework. Again, I don't want to say this again. Okay, children. Okay, let me go to the next topic. In the last class, we just discussed about what are the facilities which are offered by IMF, and we also saw about the special drawing rights, that is the SDR. Now today we shall learn about what are the achievements of the IMF, International Monetary Fund. First thing is the establishment of monetary reserve. See, as such, the IMF has created huge amount of funds in the form of different currencies. So it has achieved a sizable stock of international currencies with it, with the help of which it uses these stocks for the member countries in meeting out their foreign exchange requirements. So any member country who wants to take the help of IMF, definitely it should be majority, in maximum it should only be a financial help. So for meeting out the financial requirements of the member countries, the IMF has accumulated or has taken a big role in creating a sizable lot means a huge amount of different national currencies, okay, of the currencies of different member countries to meet out the requirements of its members. This is the first achievement. The next is it has created monetary discipline and cooperation. One of the very important achievement of the IMF is, see, previously, before the establishment of this international organization, there was a rift between or conflict between the member countries with respect to the financial issues. As a result, war broke out. Okay, a few countries, few countries did not have the repaying capacity. As a result, their imports were stopped. Okay, how long will a country keep on exporting goods to a country which doesn't pay back the balances? So as a result, the wars broke out. Okay, with the establishment of this international organization, that is particularly IMF, it started maintaining a very disciplined monetary structure by creating a good cooperation among the member countries. So all the member countries cooperated, okay, and the monetary transactions were done in a very smooth manner with the intervention of the IMF. And whenever there was any because the primary objective of IMF is to provide assistance for the member countries in solving their problems, okay, in solving their BOP issues or in solving any other monetary problems. Next is special interest in the problems of UDC, particularly many of the underdeveloped countries. The more care was given by the IMF, okay, to the problems which are met by the underdeveloped countries. Maximum underdeveloped countries, why the IMF gives special interest for the problems of underdeveloped countries is the main reason is only when the financial problems or the balance of payment problems are sorted out by the underdeveloped countries, they can think of going to the next level of their development. And you need a supporting hand from the international, from the other countries. So individual countries cannot come forward for helping. So these international organizations, which is a part, the main objective is world peace and for the overall development of the country, of the world as such, and to reduce the inequalities among the different nations. These are the objectives. So to reduce the inequalities, main focus was given for the underdeveloped countries. The fund IMF provided financial assistance to solve all their BOP problems, and because of this, many of the UDCs were able to show a very sustainable growth because of the help rendered by the international organization, particularly the IMF. So these are the three achievements. One is establishment of a monetary reserve fund. Next is maintaining a good monetary discipline and establishing a cooperation among its member countries. The third is special interest was given for the problems of underdeveloped countries. As a result, the developing countries or the underdeveloped countries were able to grow to a sustainable level. Okay, next is what is the role of India? I think Page went somewhere else. What is the role of India and IMF? Okay, what are the benefits that India has obtained from IMF or by utilization of this international or by utilizing the facilities of this international organization? A very simple topic to understand for us. See, till 1970, no, India was almost the fifth, it had taken the fifth position. Okay, we had the power to appoint a permanent executive member. India only has to select that permanent executive member in the International Monetary Fund. And we were ranking fifth place with respect to the status of our status in the IMF. And we have, India has taken good, we were one of the major beneficiaries, utilizing all the schemes whichever was brought forth by the fund. And particularly with respect to the special drawing rights, okay, India's quota of the special drawing rights was almost 5,821.5 million, which means that we are ranking 13th place with that much largest quota of holding the shares of IMF, where the shareholdings was almost to the extent of 2.44%. Just imagine, out of 189 countries, India has taken the 13th place with respect to enjoying of the quotas. See, having these special quotas will give us so much of privileges. Okay, we will be able to enjoy the extended facilities whichever is offered by the IMF. So, we are taking the 13th position with respect to the quota holdings and all. And our share in IMF is, when we look into the share, our share contributes 2.44% of the shares of the IMF. Apart from this, we have been receiving loans to meet our BOP requirements, and we have been benefited by various funds, funds which are being provided by the IMF. Next is, what is FDR? FDR is a fiat money. I want you to learn this also. It is a fiat money of IMF. Fiat money means any currency which is in circulation is called fiat money. Now, IMF has issued this SDR. SDR is special drawing rights, otherwise you call it as paper gold. Okay, it means that it is a legal tender. So, it is a fiat money issued by IMF. The potential claim on underlying currency basket. Okay, it is also considered to be a currency, a promissory note, okay, which is in the IMF currency basket. What does, I told you what does SDR stand for? Why was SDR created? Main purpose of creation of SDR was to create global liquidity. Okay, whenever countries face any liquidity problem, to solve out the liquidity problem, this SDR was created. When was it created? In 1969 it was created. See, either SDR was equated with US dollars. How much SDR is equal to $1, or it was equivalent to the value of gold. When you talk of the value of gold, the value of SDR was initially defined as how much grams of gold? 0.88867 grams of fine gold, that is perfect pure gold. Next is, what is IBRD? So far we saw what is IMF. Now let us see the next international organization, that is IBRD. I want all of you to just know what the expansion of IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. IBRD, 100% you will have all these in the objectives. It is otherwise called as World Bank. Now let us understand what is, when it was formed, and what are the objectives of it, and what are the affiliates of the World Bank. See, the International Bank of Reconstruction and Development, it is otherwise called as World Bank. Please underline this. When was it established? In 1945 it was established, and it was decided to have the World Bank under the Bretton Woods Conference. Okay, under the Bretton Woods Conference, which was held in 1944. 1944 the conference was held, and it was decided to have World Bank, IMF, and one more, this we saw in the first lesson itself, World Trade Organization. The necessity to have established these three was decided in the Bretton Woods Conference, which was held in 1944, and later the World Bank was established in 1945. See, it is a sister concern of IMF. So, whenever any country wanted to become a member of IBRD, it is mandatory that it has to be a member of IMF also. If a country wants to become a member of IMF, it has to be a member of IBRD also. So, so far we saw IMF provides short-term loan facilities, but whereas World Bank, that is IBRD, provides long-term financial assistance to the member countries. Please underline this also. Now in this you could see what are the affiliates of the World Bank. World Bank affiliates are, first is International Bank of Reconstruction Development, next is IDA, that is International Development Association, next is International Finance Corporation, IFC, next is MIGA, that is Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. Last is ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. These 5 are the affiliates of the World Bank Group. Okay. So, the World Bank has created each affiliate for meeting the requirements of that particular activities. Now, this blue color box tells us the objectives in gist. Objectives of World Bank is what? Reconstruction. The main objective is it provides funds for reconstruction and development only. Reconstruction means what? Already something is existing at present, okay, modifying that or again constructing that or going anything towards the development of the country, money will be provided by World Bank. Next is to increase or to encourage the capital investment. To create capital, to increase the capital investment, the World Bank was created. Next to encourage the international trade. And mainly these international organizations are developed for peace maintenance only, for world peace. Establishment of peacetime economy is also required. Finally, you need to grow without degrading the environment. So, environmental protection is also one of the main objectives. Now, let us understand the objectives one after the other. The answer for this, it is too simple. Okay. Whatever you learnt under IMF, it is almost the same thing, but here the type of loan facility is a little different. The objectives of World Bank is what? First thing is to provide help for countries who need reconstruction and development. Underline the first point. Reconstruction and development, that is the main objective first. Next is it gives long-term capital investment. Long-term capital investment, for what all purposes does it give? It gives for restoring the disequilibrium of balance of payment. By doing that, trade among the member countries will become smooth. Okay, you can avoid the trade disputes. Next is it gives guarantees for loans. Okay, whenever the countries need financial assistance, the World Bank acts as a guarantor for the countries if money is being lent for infrastructure development and industrial project. It is only for the member countries. Next, it helps war-ravaged economies transform into peace economies. Suppose, for example, if any country is being totally damaged, ravaged means severely damaged. If any country is severely damaged because of the war, World Bank will give financial help assistance, or it will help such war-hit countries to transform into peace economy, to restore peace in those countries. The fifth point is it supplements foreign private investments by direct loans out of its own funds for productive purposes. The IBRD gives loans for what purposes? Only for productive purposes. It directly gives loans from where? From its own funds. Okay, how does it, and this will supplement the foreign investment. Already if countries have foreign investment, the additional loan which is being provided by the World Bank will be a supplement for these countries which could use it for their productive purposes. Now, how does the World Bank lend money to its member countries? Basically, the World Bank lends money to its member countries through 3 ways. First thing is, it lends money out of its own funds. Okay, it has got funds out of the subscription which is being given by the member countries. Out of that fund, it will lend to the other member countries. Second one is, it lends money out of the loans loans out of the borrowed capital. Okay, when suppose if it has borrowed from one country, out of that borrowed capital, it lends loans to the member countries, whoever needs the money. Next is, it gives financial facilities by giving bank guarantee. Okay, by giving bank guarantee. Giving bank guarantee we might have learnt in commerce also last year. That is, a banker will give guarantee stating that I know this particular individual for so many years. Okay, in the eventuality of he not paying, the banker pays that. So such a guarantee is being given by the IMF to the member countries. So these are the three lending procedures highlighted. It is an important 2-mark question. So these are the three ways by which the World Bank lends to its member countries. Now the World Bank has changed its development loan strategy, and it gives emphasis on financing schemes particularly for the poorer masses of the member countries. If many of it gives good importance to the poor countries or low income countries, thereby helping those countries, and particularly it gives loan facilities only for what purposes? Only for productive purposes, not for luxury purposes. So by doing this, the World Bank is also entering into the rural sector of the economy. Okay, so see, it gives loan facilities for productive purposes. So agriculture is one of the productive activity. So by extending the helping hands to the productive sectors, the World Bank is entering into the rural areas of the member countries. When it is entering into the rural areas of the member countries, it means that it helps in the spreading of education. Where all you could see the activities of the World Bank in spreading the education to the rural people, you could see the assistance of the World Bank. Next is in development of the roads in the rural areas. You could see the World Bank's contribution. And apart from that, in the electrification projects. Okay, because all these are the basic productive which are essentials of a country, which will lead to productive activities. So spreading of education, roads to the rural areas, and for electrification of villages also, the World Bank has extended its funds. Next is, what are the functions of IBRD? When we look into the functions of the IBRD, just underline this, Article 1 of the agreement, it states what are the functions performed by the World Bank, okay, to its member countries. What are the functions performed by the world? First thing is investment for productive purposes. As I told you, World Bank gives financial assistance for what all purposes? For reconstruction purpose and development, because the name itself is specifying International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So it gives financial assistance for reconstructing and developing. Of whom? Of the territories of the member nations. Okay, and not only that, this fund is being provided only for productive purposes. Okay, so who are the beneficiaries, maximum beneficiaries of this World Bank? The less developed countries and the developing countries are the biggest beneficiaries. The next is balanced growth of international trade. Whenever there is any disequilibrium in the BOP of the member countries, the World Bank provides long-term financial facility. So when it provides long-term financial facility, automatically it gives a good financial aid for the member countries, and it encourages international investment also. Next is provision for loans and guarantees. I told you the World Bank acts as a guarantor for the member countries. By doing that, loan facilities are being provided by various other channels also to execute the important projects of the member countries. Next is promotion of foreign private investment. See, the promotion of foreign private investment by means of giving guarantees on the loans, and other investments are also made in the private investors, by the private investors, for which the World Bank gives guarantees. So these are the supplementary financial assistance which are provided for what purposes? For productive purposes. Okay, even if it is going to be a borrowed fund for productive purposes, the World Bank gives financial assistance. Next is technical services. The World Bank facilitates different kinds of technical services to whom? To the member countries. How does it do it? Through staff college and through expert committees. It extends technical assistance to the member countries. Next we shall see what are the achievements of the World Bank.